I am China Arnold. I am a mommy murderer. In 2005, I microwaved my 28-day-old baby for 2 minutes. Before I get into it, I would like to mention, this is not a true crime page. It's a horror page. Most importantly, it's my page, and I'll post whatever I want. If you don't like it, that's okay. But this isn't an airport. There is no need to announce your departure. Anyways, we were at the park one night. At some point during that night, Terrell Talley, my boyfriend, begins to question if Paris is truly his child. He had heard that I had been cheating on him. Questioning this made me really angry. We argued all the way home. At home, we got into a physical altercation in the driveway. At this point, I was incredibly inebriated, and he was not present in our apartment. Full of anger and resentment, I took our baby and placed her in the microwave. I set a timer on the microwave for pizza rolls and pushed start, allowing the microwave to run, with my baby girl inside, for at least 2 minutes. On August 30th, 2005, around 7:15 a.m. Terrell Talley, who was my boyfriend, and I arrived in a rush at Children's Medical Center with our daughter, Paris Talley. Our baby had died before we arrived at the hospital, but we pretended not to be aware of that. Paris Talley had a temperature of 95 degrees, 0 pulse, and there was no sign of respiration or blood pressure on her. Doctors and nurses at Children's Medical Center worked hard to revive her, but all the medical procedures to revive her failed. They declared her dead after 15 minutes of trying. I lied that she wasn't burned, but I couldn't give logical reasons why the baby had uncommon burns that looked nothing like scalding or the after effects of liquid burns. It baffled the health workers that though there were multiple injuries on her body, the baby's nightgown was completely unsoiled by any form of bodily fluid. Matters surrounding our daughter's death would have ended almost as quickly as it had begun, but for the fact that it left the doctors and nurses in the dark. Doctors and nurses knew there was more to the baby's death, but they knew neither the actual cause of death nor how cruel it was. When questioned further about what had happened, I lied that I arrived home at 2 a.m., tried to feed Paris, and discovered that she couldn't take in the food. I told the health workers that later that night, Paris felt warm when I touched her, so I placed her in a bassinet and put a fan on her. And in the morning, when Paris wasn't getting any better, I called my boyfriend and we drove down to the hospital for help. Our lies and pretense were well acted out, but they didn't succeed in fooling the health workers. We were later taken to the police station for interrogation. At the police station, we maintained their lies and we almost got away with the infanticide. During interrogations at the police station, we continued to feign innocence. Our accounts of how the baby died varied, but we were careful enough not to say anything incriminating. I told them I couldn't find my baby when I woke up in the morning, but wasn't worried because I thought Talley had Paris in the bassinet upstairs. He claimed he came home between 3 o'clock and 4 a.m., slept on the couch next to me, and woke up in the morning to a dead baby. The police knew the baby had been burned, but they weren't quite sure how. They searched our home and talked to our neighbors. That didn't reveal enough relevant details about the supposed mysterious burns on our baby and the death. We were released several days after police investigations failed to clear the dark cloud that enveloped the cause of our baby's death. After our release, we left the home. Our relocation would have buried the case out and out if we hadn't left the microwave behind. Another reason we almost got away at first was that at the time of the initial investigations,